I have a little poster business on the side, and I get requests from clients occasionally for large posters. These are typically like blueprints or patent designs. Now you can find these types of posters on Etsy as well. They can actually be quite popular of a niche. So I occasionally get requests for large posters, like really large posters. We're talking much larger than 24 by 36 inches. That's 2 feet by 3 feet wide. Sometimes people want an 8-foot wide poster or some weird custom size. So one option that you may have heard of is called an engineering print. This is listed on Staples, for example. These are like actual blueprints or patent drawing paper, and they're pretty inexpensive compared to regular poster printing. So here I'm on walmartphotocenter.ca. Now I'm in Canada, so I'm on the Canadian website, and we've got prints and we've got posters. So when I click on posters here at Walmart, which is typically a pretty low priced option, you would think, posters ready the next day, starting at $6.97. So when I click on posters and I select a large size, 24 by 36, you'll see the price jumps to an astronomical $28.97. Now, if you're going to try to sell this online and you're looking for a decent markup, you're going to be hard pressed to be able to sell this, because with any sort of markup, you're now looking at $40, $50, $60 for a poster. That's a tough sell for a client. So if you're hunting for an inexpensive way to print large posters, one option is Staples, and they offer a thing called engineering prints. So using the same example, I'm on staples.ca, which is the Canadian website for Staples. They offer a 24 by 36 engineering print for $3.99. Now, if you order multiples, you can get them for $2.99 each. So they also offer custom sizes and really, really large sizes, like 36 by 48 inches, for example, is only $7.99 or $6.99 with multiples. So the price point is way different. So I figured I'd give it a try, and I ordered a 24-inch by 36-inch engineering print of a blueprint design that I did of Skylab, which is NASA's old space station. And so I redid the original NASA blueprint. Basically, I digitally cleaned up the original blueprint design, and then I retyped in the text. So the poster is not only my original design, but it's also based on public domain basis. And I think this makes the text crystal clear when you're looking at a large poster. So this is a popular poster. Was it worth the money using the engineering print? Here's what I found. I've got 3 points. Number one, the paper that the engineering prints are printed on is pretty flimsy at Staples. It's 20-pound paper, which is similar to newsprint. So if like a gust of wind comes along, or if you roll it up incorrectly, the paper is going to crinkle and you'll get fold lines. I know people under 50 years old are probably wondering what newsprint is. There used to be this thing called newspapers. So it's really, really skinny, wimpy paper. So I think this is really difficult to sell to a client. I would expect the return rate on this poster would be quite high if I were to sell it as a newsprint poster, because the client could often say it would arrive damaged. Point number two, with the paper being so thin, the possibility of ripping the paper is quite high. I can say I actually did this myself. When I left Staples, I rolled up the poster, I put a little elastic band around it, and the edge immediately ripped. So I was pretty disappointed. Now, I thought, well, too bad, I'm just testing this out. But I actually went back and asked for it to be reprinted because of point number 3. So point number 3 are scuffs on the poster. So engineering prints often have a lower quality printing than a regular poster. So we can see here on the edge of my print, my poster has an ink smudge on the edge. The first time this was printed, the edge was actually on the other side. And so when I got it reprinted, I talked with the Staples person, and they said that these smudges are super common and it happens on all of their blueprint designs. So I did ask for a reprint and they grudgingly did it, but it came out like this again. This is actually the second poster. There's no rip on it, but there's still a smudge. So chances are that either my local Staples machine is either not properly configured, or that's just the way these things print all across the board. So overall, despite the great price, I would not recommend Staples engineering prints for high-end poster printing. if you're going to sell posters, you don't want to use engineering paper. The paper is really light, it could rip, and ultimately it would be a nightmare to ship. However, I do think engineering prints could be a useful option if you want a draft copy of a really large poster that you're designing. So I've got a real life example. So this is my example. I'm creating a 24-inch by 72-inch poster of the Saturn V rocket. So that's 2 feet high by 6 or 7 feet long. And it's going to take forever because I'm redoing all the text on it and I'm digitally cleaning up the poster. But when it's finished, it will be absolutely glorious. Now, I'll probably get a copy printed first to this engineering paper just for me so that I can review an actual hard copy. I can scan it up close and look at all the text and look to see if there's any little dots. And I can do this before committing to getting one or more copies printed to high-end photo paper or poster paper. So I hope you found this little review helpful. Not trying to be negative, but engineering prints, they're good for some uses, but not necessarily for high-end poster printing. As always, do hit that like button if you got value from this, and thank you so much for watching.